everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my tutorial for this explosion box. So if we left off last time, so from the cover I just added this little trim, and that's all, basically all I did. I just glued it all around. And then so last time we finished the 6x6 part of the box. So here we added the waterfall, and I didn't cover any of this yet. I just covered the front because I wanna, make sure I have a pretty design. But at the end, when I'm done, I'm gonna use my paper to cover the insides, just in case I run out of paper and then I just wanna add some, like a complement paper. So, but for right now, I'm gonna leave those black. And okay, so today we're gonna be working on the 5x5 part. I'm gonna try to cover at least one of the sides right now, and maybe I'll come back tomorrow and do the other side. So let's get started. So we're gonna start on our 5x5 base, and so we're gonna grab cardstock paper, and we're gonna cut 4 pieces of 6x4. So we're gonna cut it at 6, and we're gonna cut this at 4, and you are going to need 4 pieces of this. So here I have my 4 pieces, and then we're going to score 1/2 inch on each side. So you're gonna grab your paper, and these are gonna be the pockets that are gonna go on the back of your 5x5 layout. So let me zoom in. Okay, so we're scoring at 1/2 along the long side and the 2 short sides. So score like that and score like that. And then you're gonna grab your paper and you're gonna cut out the corners just like this. Okay, so you're gonna do the same for the other 3 pieces. So I have my 4 pieces, and I'm gonna work with one as an example, and you'll do the same with the other ones. So I'm just gonna fold along the score lines, and I'm going to create a pocket just like this. Okay, and I don't like when my corners overlap, so I'm gonna trim it just a little more. So there you go. So this is my front. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on the other way. It probably doesn't matter at this point, but I'm just gonna put it on. This will be my back pocket. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of glue. I'd rather use glue, to be honest with you, when I'm adding pockets, because it gives me more flexibility to really center it and move it around compared to the double-sided tape. Okay, so again, we're not gonna put these all the way. Where's my towel? Okay, so I'm not gonna put these all the way along the score line. I'm gonna give it a little bit of room, just like 1/8 of an inch, just like so. Okay, and I always keep my towel because I know I make a big mess with my glue, but it's okay, we're gonna cover that anyway. So just like so, we're gonna add it for all the sides. Okay, so now I have my 4 pockets on the 4 sides. Oh, let me show you the whole thing. So I have the 4 pockets. I don't know if you can see them all, and I'm gonna leave it up to you to cover these with the paper of your choice. But I do wanna say that when you add the pocket I'm gonna just use one of my scraps. When you add the inside for these, oops, sorry, you just use a small piece. You don't need to add the whole thing. And you're gonna cut that at 4 3/4. Okay, so 4 3/4, and that's gonna fit right there, like so. Okay, so you don't want a whole piece and waste a lot of paper. Just use your scraps for these little pieces, and then use whatever paper you want to choose for your pockets. Now remember, we're doing mirrors, so it would be nice if whatever you use here, you use here. I mean, it's up to you. Alright, so now I'm gonna cover those later, and you can use whatever paper you're using. But now we're gonna turn it around, and we're gonna work on 2 sides. So these, like I said, 2 sides are gonna be identical, these 2 and these 2. So I'm gonna start with one of those, and for that I'm gonna grab again another piece of cardstock, and I'm gonna cut this one at 6 by 4 1/2. So let's see, let me see what I have here. So I have I'm gonna cut this at 4 1/2, and I'm gonna cut this at 6, and we're gonna do the same that we did for the pockets, because basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a pocket here. Just this pocket's gonna be a little bit higher than the one on the back. So let's go ahead and do that again. Score 1/2 inch on each side. Make sure I'm in frame. So again, we're gonna do this 2 times to make 2 more pockets. So 1/2, just like we just did, and then again we're gonna corner out, or cut at corners, I should say, and then let's just bend these, and yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add these, and like I say, I'm doing one side, and then you will of course do the other side as well. And you want to make sure you don't go along the score line. You're going to leave a little bit of room. So just 1/8 of an inch probably. And there you go. Okay. So now that this one's ready, let's go ahead and add some paper to that. Okay, so my paper is covered on this side, and now we're gonna go ahead and start the construction of our accordion pocket. And for that, I'm gonna use these small little envelopes that I had in my stash, and these are from Recollections. I got it some time ago, and they come with like these little cards to go inside, and you get quite a few. So I'm gonna use 4 for one side, and then I'm gonna use 4 for the other. Make sure I have enough. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start with that. And these accordion pockets are very, very fun to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by gluing the envelopes first, and I'm gonna try to do this super fast. Okay, here we go. And then I'm just gonna trim a little bit off the top. I'm not gonna trim the edge that I glue. I'm actually gonna trim the other side, and I'm just gonna take an 8 out, just a little tiny bit, as you can see. But do make sure you make them all the same. So okay, I hope I'm in frame. I'm all the way down here, so I can't really look at my phone. Okay, sorry. So once I have all these four trim, I'm gonna make sure the pocket is facing up, and I'm just gonna grab double-sided tape. Let's see if I can open it. Okay, so I'm grabbing my double-sided tape. It doesn't matter if you use, I'm using the 1 inch. You can use this one as well. I'm running out, so I'm just gonna use this one. And then you're gonna place 2 strips. You want to stay 1/2 inch away from the edge on both sides. So you're gonna do that. Okay, and then you're gonna peel this off. Oh, I have short nails. You can't do that. So let's see. I'm gonna take this off and take this off. And I like to add a little bit of glue in between. And we're gonna add the next one and make sure it's the opening is up as well. And then we're just gonna line it up as best as you can. And then we're gonna do the same. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're gonna add the next 2 on top, just the same way we did, and make sure the opening is on the top. All right, so that's it. See, there you go. Here's our little accordion pocket. I hope you can see it. There you go. So these, that easy. See, we're just gonna add it right here on our paper that we cover. So I'm just gonna add glue and center it, and there you go. There's your accordion pockets. So now you can cover this part and do the same to the other side. And then later on we're gonna add some tags, and those are gonna be very, very easy. If you get this package, these ones come with these little cards. So we're just gonna be, you know, doing something to these because these fit perfect. But if you are using different envelopes, then just cut a little square or rectangle, I should say, that will fit into your pocket. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on the next one on the other side. Okay, so now we're gonna work on this side right here. And for that, if you remember, that part right here is gonna be a pop-up card. And then we're gonna have like a gatefold. So for the gatefold, we're gonna cut 2 pieces of 5 by 3. So 5 and 3 and 5 and 3. Okay, and then these 2 pieces we are going to score at 1/2. So here we go. To make our gatefold, so 1/2 inch, and the other one as well, 1/2 inch. Oops. All right. So and then we're just going to fold along our score mark. And then add some double-sided tape. Okay. And after I add the tape, I just like to trim my corners a little bit. And you know what? This is actually, hold on. Let me move this for a second. So we're gonna put this right here, but as you can see, this goes right along against our score mark. So I'm actually gonna trim that 1/8 of an inch. So let me go ahead and we're gonna trim it 1/8, and we're also gonna trim this other side 1/8. Okay, so now this way our flaps are away from the bending line, and this can bend just fine after we add. So let me go ahead and add this. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna peel a little bit of the tape off and use this side to center it. Okay, I want to center along this edge. So press and take that out, and I'm gonna do the same with the other side. So I'm adding my tape, and I'm gonna trim just a little bit because I don't want this corner to show, you know, just in case. Sometimes it shows up here, you never know. All right, so let's do this. So the other side, I'm a little bit far away, so let's see if I can do this right. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. Perfect. Here we go. And now let's work on the pop-up card. Okay, so now we're going to work on the pop-up card. And for that, you're going to grab a new sheet, 8.5 by 11. And we're going to score at 3.5. We're going to score at 4.5. 5.5 and 9. Okay, and we're gonna trim the paper at 9. So right there, get that out. Okay, and then we're gonna turn it, and we're going to score at 2, 4, 6, and 8. And again, we're gonna trim at 8. Okay, just like that. And then let's put this on the side. And then what you're gonna do is just gonna take the 4 rectangles on the corners out. Okay, so you're gonna end up with a piece like this after you take out your 4 corner pieces. And what we're gonna do next is just fold these. So you're gonna grab the smaller square here, and you're gonna fold it and align the center here with this center here. So just hold this with the other hand and make sure you aligned the 2 score lines like that. So you're gonna have these, and then you're gonna do the same on the other side. You're gonna grab this side and you're gonna fold it to match the score lines. So just like these, and you're gonna press right there. Okay, so now you're gonna end up with an X in the middle. And all you're gonna do is now these 2 sides on the side right here, you're gonna fold them like so. Wait, hold on. Just pinch it right there, and then pull them together until, see how it's coming down? So that's all you're gonna do. So you're gonna pinch and join them together. And then you're just gonna press down like that. So yeah, so then when you open this, it's gonna come out like that. And now we're gonna cut a second piece, and this second piece I'm gonna grab a new sheet of paper, and this one is gonna be cut at 9 by 2 1/4. So I'm just basically gonna cut these at 2 1/4 by 9. So just like that. Okay, and then this little piece, get rid of that. This piece right here, I'm going to score at 2 1/4 and 4 1/2 and 6 3/4. So you're gonna have a piece like that, okay? And then when you cover this, your paper that you're gonna add is going to be a 2 by 2. So let's do that later. Actually, let's do it now. But let's just fold it along your score mark. Just give it a little fold. Okay, so then you're gonna grab your paper and whatever you want, and I think I'm gonna use this one here. I always like to use my scraps first before I start cutting into a new paper. So I'm gonna need a 2 by 2 piece. So I'm cutting 2 by 2 squares. Just want to do this really quick so I can show you. You're gonna add this before you put it together. It's easier that way. Okay, so then is this a 2? This is not a 2. So then let me grab, whoops, sorry, 2 more. So 2 and 2. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue these 2 by 2s in here, like so. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in here. So we're gonna fold it like this. Let me show you like that. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna add a little bit of glue to the bottom square here and the top square on this side. See that? So the bottom and the top, and then I'm gonna just place it now. So let's see. So I'm gonna center, or not center, but kind of match the score lines on that one, and kind of match the score lines along the edge on this one as well. So let me just clean my glue. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I moved it. Okay, sorry. So let me hold it for a second there, and then all we're just gonna do is just close our card. I'm gonna just give it a little, and there you go. See that? Very simple, but it looks really cute. It looks complicated, but it's really not. And then all you're gonna do is add your paper right here. So for that, I guess you're just gonna pencil mark. Let me see. That's the best way to do that. So you're just gonna grab a little corner and pencil mark. I guess that's how we'll do it. And then I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm kind of gonna pencil mark right there, but when I cut my paper, I'm probably gonna cut it to there. So let's see. Let me just cut this that way and make sure it's in the same direction. I actually don't know if this is the best way to cut this, but that's just how I'm doing it right now. And then you're just gonna add it right there. Maybe I'll trim it more on the bottom. Let's see. Yeah, you're just gonna have to play with it. See, there you go. That will fit. Let me show you this side. I think that will do it. And so then I'm just gonna cut one more shape and glue it right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut a piece of 4 by 9.5. Okay, so 4 by 9.5, and this is gonna be the outside card for this. So I'm just gonna fold this in half. Do this, and this card is gonna go right here. So I'm just gonna close this right now, and this we're just gonna glue. So you're just gonna add some glue like so. I'm always adding too much glue. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put this right there. Make sure this is gonna close. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that. Clean my glue. Okay, so we're adding. Okay, and then again some glue on this side, and now we're just gonna close this and just make sure it glues, and there you go. Now I do want to trim this excess, and I don't think I centered mine really good, but oh well. So I'm just gonna cut this out. Just so it's all even. Okay. And there you have it. This is your pop-up card. So now we're gonna go back to our little 5x5 base, where we have our little gatefold right here, and this, it's gonna go right there. But of course, before we add this, we are going to put paper here. We're going to glue this here next, and then you will put a piece of paper there. So see how easy and how it just gives it a little extra to your box. So there you go. So we're gonna put paper here, then you're gonna glue this on, put paper here, cover, and then don't put paper here yet, because we are going to add the lace to keep this closed. Okay, so I have some just white ribbon, and I'm just gonna cut it right there. Add a little bit of glue. This is fabric glue that I really like this one. It holds really good. So just gonna put that right there, let it dry, and then do the same on the other side. Cut a little piece, glue it right there. Come on. Okay, and here we go. and then we're just gonna add our paper as well. And then after we add our paper, the paper is gonna secure this a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so this is how it will look like with your paper after you add it. And so you will open it. Obviously this is gonna be covered, and there you go. So I think this is a good stopping point for this tutorial. So you will do exactly the same for the other side. I am also gonna finish the other side here and the other sides here as well, and then I'll be back with part 3 of our tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.